China is steadily enhancing its naval capabilities. The country has invested heavily in shipbuilding. It has launched multiple aircraft carriers. These carriers are symbols of China's growing military might. China's first two carriers, the Liaoning and Shandong, are conventionally powered. They rely on steam turbines for propulsion. However, China is now developing its first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. This marks a significant leap forward in China's naval ambitions. China's nuclear-powered carrier program is shrouded in secrecy. However, satellite imagery and expert analysis provide some clues. The new carrier, likely designated Type 004, is expected to be significantly larger than its predecessors. It is rumored to have a displacement of over 100,000 tons. This would make it comparable in size to the United States Navy's supercarriers. The Type 004 is also expected to feature advanced technologies, including electromagnetic catapults for launching aircraft. The development of a nuclear-powered carrier is a clear indication of China's ambition to project power far beyond its shores. Nuclear propulsion offers several advantages over conventional power. Nuclear carriers have virtually unlimited range. They do not need to refuel frequently. This allows them to operate for extended periods in distant waters. This capability is essential for a country like China that has global aspirations. China's growing naval power has not gone unnoticed. The United States and its allies in the Asia-Pacific region are watching closely. The emergence of a powerful Chinese Navy has the potential to reshape the balance of power in the region. It raises concerns about China's long-term intentions. The United States has long been the dominant naval power in the Pacific. However, China's naval modernization program is challenging that dominance. Nuclear propulsion is a game-changer in naval warfare. It offers several key advantages over conventional propulsion. Firstly, nuclear-powered ships have virtually unlimited range. They can circumnavigate the globe without refueling. This is in stark contrast to conventionally powered ships which must refuel frequently. The need to refuel limits the operational range and endurance of conventional ships. Secondly, nuclear-powered ships are faster and more agile than their conventional counterparts. They can achieve higher speeds. They can also sustain those speeds for longer periods. This is due to the fact that nuclear reactors generate immense power. This power can be used to propel the ship through the water at high speeds. Thirdly, nuclear-powered ships are more self-sufficient than conventional ships. They do not need to rely on external sources of fuel. This makes them less vulnerable to supply chain disruptions. In times of conflict, securing fuel supplies can be a major logistical challenge. Nuclear-powered ships are not as susceptible to this challenge. The advantages of nuclear propulsion are particularly significant for aircraft carriers. Aircraft carriers are essentially floating air bases. They need to be able to operate independently for extended periods. They also need to be able to move quickly to respond to threats. Nuclear propulsion provides aircraft carriers with the range, speed, and endurance they need to fulfill their missions. China's pursuit of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers has significant implications for global naval strategy. For decades, the United States Navy has reigned supreme as the world's dominant naval force. American aircraft carriers, with their nuclear-powered might, have projected power across the globe. They have served as symbols of American military strength. However, China's naval ambitions are changing the game. The emergence of a Chinese Navy equipped with nuclear-powered aircraft carriers will inevitably lead to a shift in the balance of power at sea. China's growing naval presence in the Pacific, particularly in the South China Sea, is already causing concern among its neighbors and the United States. The ability to deploy aircraft carriers with virtually unlimited range would further enhance China's ability to project power. It would allow China to challenge American naval dominance in the region. This shift in naval power has the potential to reshape alliances and partnerships in the Asia-Pacific region. Countries that have traditionally relied on the United States for security may be forced to reassess their strategic calculations. They may seek closer ties with China as its naval power grows. This could lead to a realignment of alliances in the region. It could create new challenges for American foreign policy. The United States is not standing idly by as China's naval power grows. The U.S. Navy is investing in new technologies and capabilities to maintain its edge. It is also strengthening its alliances and partnerships in the region. The competition between the United States and China is not just a military one, it is also a technological and diplomatic one. China's naval ambitions extend far beyond the Asia-Pacific region. China is increasingly looking to project power globally. It aims to protect its growing economic interests around the world. Nuclear-powered aircraft carriers would play a key role in this endeavor. They would allow China to establish a persistent naval presence in distant waters, including the Indian Ocean, the Middle East, and even the Atlantic Ocean. China's growing global footprint is already evident in its expanding network of overseas bases and ports. China has established a military base in Djibouti, on the Horn of Africa. It has also secured access to ports in countries like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Greece. These bases and ports provide logistical support for China's navy. They allow Chinese warships to operate far from home. The expansion of China's naval reach has raised concerns among some countries, particularly in the West. Some analysts believe that China is seeking to establish a string of military bases around the world. They argue that this is part of a broader Chinese strategy to challenge the existing international order. Others argue that China's overseas bases are primarily for logistical purposes. They say that China is not seeking to establish a global military presence on par with that of the United States. Regardless of China's ultimate intentions, its growing naval power is a reality that cannot be ignored. China's navy is no longer a regional force, it is rapidly becoming a global one. This has significant implications for the balance of power in the world. It will shape the future of international security.